Ladies and gentlemen, you may have noticed that we've gone a little live stream crazy in the last week. This is our third one in 4 days, but this is the one you all know and love. It's channel audit time. Let's do this.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good wherever you are in the world. My name is Rob and welcome to the vidIQ Tuesday channel audit live streams by vidIQ, the YouTube tool and channel that educates you on your YouTube journey. Now I am merely the host of this channel audit, but the star, the guest with the best is the one and only Travis McPherson, who has now been promoted to the lead thumbnail on the live stream. Travis, say hello to your beautiful audience.
What's going on, everybody? I hope you all here ready to have some fun, learn some things, and do all the things that we do every single week here on the channel audits of vidIQ. Good to see all y'all.
So Travis was asking me just before we went live, hey, why did you put me as front and center on the thumbnail? And it was because I just realized that we're always criticizing people's thumbnails every single week, and the live stream thumbnail that we do every single week is exactly the same. So I've decided to change it up this week, and the real test is whether or not Travis can get more concurrent viewers than my good self in this live stream. We're already up to 126. I think the record is about 320. So folks, if you want to see more of Travis as a thumbnail, then make sure to share this right now. In fact, what we're going to do is, for one person who shares this live stream on Twitter right now, we are going to audit your channel later on in this live stream, as well as all of the ones that we'll audit from the link in this video description. We're going to audit one channel from the Twitter list. So share out this live stream right now with all your fellow Twitterers and YouTube creators, and you will be picked for a channel audit. And finally, Travis is a big wrestling fan. I'm a big wrestling fan, and Travis now has his own wrestling style video Titantron introduction that sounds and looks a little bit like this. You just can't get any better than that, folks. We're listening to Travis, we're also listening to Rob. So folks, if anybody wants to do a similar like intro like that for me, I would be so appreciative, and usually we don't reward people with super chats and stuff like that, but if anybody does want to do an intro for me, yeah, we might be able to slip you a little channel audit maybe next week if you can do that, because I want my own wrestling style YouTube channel audit introduction just like Travis. In fact, we're going to do it just one more time. This is what it looks like, and this is what I want for myself. We're listening to Travis. All right, Travis, let's do some shout-outs. Who are we saying hello to here in the live stream today?
All right. Mateo Plays, JMB Pro, Brandony23, Double Diamond, Magdalena Helen, Christina Smallhorn's in the house. I got to see her at Vid Summit 34411 Haven Media. Oh, here we go. Jeremy,
here we go. Live stream chatting to Overdrive.
Wayne Johnny, Scott Bernhard, and I've Fun Chris. You're up.
People just love shoutouts. Oliver Nordin also in the house. Ridge Adkins, a gaming master. Carbrio1703, Ethan, Tide 6, Caracola Bella in the house again. Thank you very much. Beyblade is also here. BX. And we have Ronnie147. Does that mean you play snooker? I assume with that type of username. Brittany Michelle, Cartoon Talk, Volume D, TMC8, Cara with K, Paul Peck Drywall, YouTube in the house as one of our moderators. And thank you in advance to all of our moderators who help us out with the live streams every single week. I promised to set up a Discord server for the moderators. I'm going to try and work on that later on in the week. Folks, if you are new to this live stream, this is what we do every single week with a updated channel audits rule list. No, it's changed. Oh, I'd spent 10 minutes updating that list, and for some reason it's now not updated for me anymore. Brilliant, awesome, and I'll just have to read this one out. That is so frustrating. Anyway, there is a link in the video description. Fill it out. You will get potentially your channel audited. How it works is that we pre-select a number of channels before the live stream starts to kind of reward those who are seeing when a notification goes out for this live stream and making a varied selection, so it's not just all gaming channels. But once we're about 30 minutes, 45 minutes into the live stream, we will start to audit random channels through our wonderful magic random number generator. Do not ask for a review in the live stream chat. You will simply not get one. Super chats, while very welcome, do not guarantee you a review because we don't want to create a financial barrier here. Apologies in advance if we can't review your channel today. We get 200 plus submissions these days. And I will also add, this is one of the things I added to the list. If you submit your channel for audit, be prepared for constructive criticism. We will do that. We assume that you're submitting your channel because you want it to grow. So we're going to give you advice that will hopefully grow your channel. If you cannot get your channel audited this week, then you may want to check out our wonderful channel audit tool, which if you download the vidIQ Chrome extension, down the left-hand side, you have all of these tools. You click on channel audit, bang, you get this full lowdown of how your channel is performing right here, right now, over the last 30 days. All of these things about what your channel is doing well. Some metrics here about what search terms are bringing in views for your channel, what videos could do more work for your channel, and little fixes here and there, such as all of the end screens I forget to add to all of the live streams. That is part of the vidIQ Chrome extension, which is just a tip of the iceberg there. We have dozens of tools to help you grow your channel, so make sure to download vidIQ if you haven't already done so. Our opinions are based off of first impressions, so try and imagine a viewer, potential viewer, is visiting your channel for the first time. If we can't work out what your channel is about and we're making a concerted effort, how is a viewer supposed to do that? Even if your channel is not selected, then a lot of the tips, tricks and advice we give you every single week apply to most channels, such as channel focus, thumbnails, titling, that type of thing. And our advice is based off of our experience. Sometimes it might not work for your channel, but what we always recommend is that you test. If things are not working out for you, try something new, an alternative approach, and that could be successful for your channel. And with all that being said, and I'll take that off screen, Travis, I'm now going to click some buttons, which means that you can hopefully see my screen. Can you confirm, sir?
I can see your screen.
Okay, beautiful stuff. Now I'm going to press a button here on channel audits, which means we jump straight into channel auditing for you folks, the free service here at vidIQ. And the first channel we are looking at is the channel that always submits their channel first once we publicly submit the live stream yesterday, and that is Chloe Travis, I'm going to let you lead off with this first channel audit. What are we looking at here?
Yes, FYI, I think my volume is a little low. I just did a real quick check and it sounds a little bit lower than yours, just FYI. Just
okay, I'm going to try and fix that then while you go ahead.
Okay, let's take a look. So one of the things I always like to talk about when I talk about checking out a channel for the first time is, can you figure out what the value proposition is in the banner? Chloe M, self-care, podcast, and student life. There's a little bit of everything going on there. Student life and self-care could be very similar. Podcast is an interesting kind of middle thing in there, but let's take a look. So my thoughts are right off the bat, the banner's nice. The information is in the center, which looks like it is mobile friendly. The one thing that I will say is I still don't know if the self-care is the primary thing I'm going to get out of this, or if it's going to be the podcast or the student life. It could be that the self-care is on Monday, podcast is on Wednesday, and student life is on Saturday. If that's the case, great, you've lined it up, awesome. However, I think it's really important when you're first starting out to have a singular focus, to have people understand exactly what they're going to get out of your channel. Now, if we look down a little bit, we can see, let's see, pasta bake time. We have Uni Basics, which I guess is university, PewDiePie, music impact, student worry. So there's a couple student things. I see a Fortnite, a game. I see music impacts but it says self-care, so maybe that's the self-care. So there's a little bit of everything going on. The reaction to KSI Logan, and I think we see this a lot. Ultimately, we see someone try something and then either get bored or unsure and then try a whole bunch of other things. But when you're first starting out, one thing you have to remember is, unless something just magical happens, it's going to be a long grind. It's not going to happen right away. You're not going to post a video, it's going to get 1,000 views. It generally speaking doesn't happen that way. It takes time. But in order to get that time to be taken, you really need to be focused on one thing. I was just telling Rob before we started, there was a person whose channel was on my recommended right before we started. It was like a YouTube growth channel. And the young lady was talking about the YouTube algorithm. I noticed that she had like 7,000 subscribers, but she had a lot of views for the video. I was very surprised, like 6,000 views. I watched the video, and it turns out she said she had been doing YouTube for 2 years and had 3,800 subscribers, which I thought was interesting because when I watched the video was a week old. So that means in the last week, she doubled the amount of subscribers, but it took her 2 years to get to 3,000. And in the last week, she's gotten another 3,500. That if you give up too early, you'll never get the chance to have explosive growth like that. So you need to have that value proposition day in and day out. Let people know what you're here for so they can come and subscribe.
When I chose this channel, and people, thank you very much for giving us feedback on the volume levels. I hope I've tried to level it out here. People were saying that my audio was too low last week, so I've upped it, but it also means that I need to fiddle about with Travis's as well. So let me know again if it's about right. So yeah, with this channel, I think you're absolutely right with everything you were saying there, Travis. And when I looked at the channel, I was like, oh, the temptation for me is to just tell them about making sure that you have a channel focus. And then at the same time, when I looked at how many videos they've done, and they've only been on YouTube for less than a month, like 3 weeks at this point, it's like, I think right now they're absolutely fine to experiment and find out where they are. But the strength or the superpower of his channel, from what I've been looking at from the thumbnails, is that it's going to be a uni life type of channel.
Yes.
And if you sort of follow the terms and the year, I think that would be far more valuable than jumping into these kind of like little random podcasts, which it looks as if you're doing when you're talking about PewDiePie or Fortnite. That should be a channel by itself, to be quite frank. So making sure that when your viewers come to your channel, they know exactly what they're going to get. If they're going through the uni life and experience along with you, then you can take them on that journey. Imagine, I guess, if you're starting a new semester and your course is sports science, and then for some reason one of the modules is on I don't know, let's say English literature. You're gonna like get completely confused, like, what? Why am I doing this course? I don't understand what's in this for me. And that's kind of like the same as what a viewer is going to experience if you're doing too many things. With that being said, though, you're producing a lot of content. You're getting into the YouTube life and grind right now, and you're using custom thumbnails, which is already good to see. Those need a little bit of tweaking, but I think for the journey that you're on, that you've just started, I think they're fine for now. But yeah, just finding that focus is where you're going to really start to benefit with your channel. So that is Chloe M, our first channel audit of the day. And the next one is going to be a bit of a challenge, because we're talking about Fern Finance, which is a foreign language channel. The reason we sometimes pick these is because especially the thumbnails and especially the channel banner should be able to communicate to the viewer on a visual medium, which then transcends language, and then we can understand what the channel's about. And I think this channel kind of does a fairly decent job of this. We've got some really good thumbnails for a channel that, again, is relatively young. They've only been going for about 3 months here. We've got the classic YouTuber pose in all of them, so the hero is definitely on the thumbnails. We can see some sort of use of emojis. The text, although there is quite a bit, is used effectively because they're changing the colour of some of the words, which gives emphasis on a couple of things. But here's what I would say about this channel. What is the universal language of finance? It's money. So I think in most of these thumbnails, you should be telling the viewers how much money you're potentially going to earn from the videos that you're making, or the amount of money that you could potentially save. And I can only see that in one of your thumbnails here, about something about $100 extra that you may be able to get. So that's where I think there could be a little bit of a tweaking of your content. You're using 2019 in a lot of titles as well. Unfortunately, we don't know what we don't speak Spanish or Portuguese, so we're not sure what these titles are now. For some reason, the translation button is not working on this channel. But those are my general thoughts. Anything else to add there, Travis?
I think you're 100% right. I've always said saving time and money, and I see some money. Always a winner, no matter what the language is. And I like the thumbnails. I just wish there wasn't quite as much text. But I like the general YouTube faces that he's doing.
A nice consistency as well. We've sort of got like that blue theme there. Doesn't connect at all with the top of it, with a channel banner. That probably needs a little bit of tweaking,
which is interesting. Yeah, I think it's important. So this says finance. So I think one of the things that I would say is, if you have a specific niche that you're trying to break into, you should do a lot of research and see what type of thumbnails and branding people are doing in that niche, and try to be similar. Now, obviously, you don't want to be exactly the same. You do want to have your own twist on it, but viewers are used to a specific type of look when it comes to a niche, and it's generally speaking a really good idea to have your own twist on that look. You don't want to look exactly the same, but you want to have your own look that looks similar so that people aren't just bypassing you because they think that you're not on that same level. So definitely the top part looks very professional, kind of the nice light clean, and the rest down the below, it looks fine, but they're just different. They're very incongruent.
I love that word. Whenever you bring that out of the bag, Travis, incongruent. I love that one. Moving on then. Now, a question I'm going to ask you here, folks, just to try and get this audio right. Tell me, through the power of an emoji, should my volume be higher or lower versus Travis's? And while Travis is looking at this next channel, I will just make the adjustments there, which is Goat, Reddit. What is this channel about? And bam! Text crazy thumbnails here.
So here's the thing. I actually, without even listening to these, I know exactly what this channel is about, and it's because it's this. There's a niche that, and I don't know if it's still doing well or not. I think probably the larger creators that have blew up using this technique are probably big, and the smaller ones are probably not going to go anywhere. But here's what it is. They basically go into Reddit and find different subreddits, and then have a voice read, either their voice, but a lot of times not their voice, read the story in the video. It's almost like a story time. Yeah. And they just take different things from Reddit. Now, the thumbnail strategy here is, it's just a lot of text. However, as I've said many times before, you need to look at your niche to understand what kind of thumbnails are winning in your niche. And this is very similar, maybe a little bit less crowded, but pretty similar to what is winning in this niche. I've seen a lot of the thumbnails for this type of niche. It's a little bit more wordy than the ones that I've seen, so they probably need to remove quite a bit of the words in this. But in general, it is kind of the way the Reddit videos look. However, you'll notice a lot of these don't have views and such.
Exactly.
And I think it's because this was kind of a cool little thing that happened for a while. I don't know how long something like this will sustain, and certainly the bigger channels that are already doing it are kind of the only ones people need to go to for.
That is a problem, isn't it? It's how can you do storytelling differently in such a niche area and get the traction when there's already very well established channels? I would agree with that. I think also maybe you're repeating the titles in the text. So maybe, for example, Cops, what's the worst thing you've seen? And then a dirty cop, and a lot of all the titles are very long, like every single one of them has been cut off. And I think it's because you're trying to add, you can't see this on screen, but the full title of this is Cops, what's the worst thing you've seen a dirty cop do? r/as Reddit top post Reddit story. So you're trying to include Reddit keywords at the end of a title, but maybe there needs to be like the hint of a story, and it could just be some very simple text. Like it might be accepted a $500 bribe, might be the thumbnail. And so that's like one of the stories of one of the dirty cops, just as an example. But I think you're right, Travis, in that whatever they're doing right now as a channel is not working at all because they're just not getting any traction. A lot of these videos have 0 views, which is surprising. You'd usually expect like a couple of views, double-digit views, especially for a channel which has some subscribers. So something clearly isn't working here. Maybe it's the video content, and that's something obviously here at vidIQ we don't often have time to do, is actually watch the videos, and maybe it's just been done in a wrong way. Like, I mean, are you narrating? I could maybe click on these for a second and just see what's going on. But mind you, I've just realised maybe I shouldn't watch any of these because there's probably some inappropriate content. And
you never know with Reddit.
So I think we'll stay away from it, unfortunately. But yeah, maybe you have to look at the content, audience retention. There's something fundamentally wrong with something on the channel, which means that you're not getting any views. And I think thumbnail is certainly one thing, but I suspect there's something else going on here, which means that you're just not getting the views right now. So maybe back to the drawing board a little bit with this channel. Thanks for the feedback. Everybody said that my volume was good or maybe a little low, so I've just tweaked it down a tiny amount. The next channel we are going to look at is Blayak Fine Art. Congratulations on hitting 100 subscribers. And what I love about this channel instantly is if you look at the last 4 or 5 videos, Halloween, pumpkins, Dreamcatcher fall type thing that looks to be there. Halloween. Okay, we're doing Halloween, we're going to start moving on to Christmas. So you're, as a crafting channel, you're following the trends, and I think that's having some nice little upticks in the views. For example, Halloween watercolor painting, 1,000 views for a 100 subscriber channel. Brilliant. All of your Halloween stuff is getting more views and subscribers, except for this one, which maybe didn't include any Halloween references. So maybe that's why it didn't do quite as well. Now you're starting the Christmas stuff early. So I think that's a good strategy. You may have to accept that some of the views on your videos aren't going to get that many views just yet, but you're preparing yourself for the Christmas season. Maybe you want to perhaps fit in some Thanksgiving stuff if you're an American channel, or something just in between before we get to the big Christmas moments. But I think the strategy here is pretty good, and it's all about watercolors. So we see that you're an art channel, but watercolor definitely seems to be your superpower. So you're planting your brush in the ground. I don't know if that term's ever been used before, but you're telling everybody that you're a watercolor channel, and that's what you're going to do every single time. And I think that's fantastic. You're using closed captions on all of your videos as well, which is fantastic to see. Brilliant stuff. What else can we say about the channel here, Travis, other than I think it's really good? I mean, the channel banner needs a bit of work. Thumbnails are generally good. Anything else?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think this is a channel where you look at it and you go, okay, it's only going to take a couple of them to really take off for the entire channel to lift. Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about. It's such a consistent, minus the banner, which I think could use a little bit of work to make it seem more like their thumbnail style.
Yeah.
Because it's actually bland compared to some of their art, which is interesting, right? The artists, their thumbnails look good.
Yeah, nice and cool.
Like you could do a much better job on the banner just by using some of the art you've already done. This is one of those channels that it's so consistently good across, like the thumbnails and the videos and stuff look like they're all of a same quality, that as soon as one or two pick up, people will be able to come to the channel and notice that, yes, that the entire channel is this way. So it's easier for them to subscribe. It's easier for them to go, yeah, I want to be a part of this. I would like to. Plus, the closed captioning is a brilliant move because, again, you want to make sure that it's available to as many people as possible. So I think it's set for success. It's just a matter of continuing to go and to grind and to work hard. And I think they're on their way.
A couple of subtle things about the thumbnails. In some of these thumbnails, there's it's a still image, but there's the attempt to show action or motion by the painting, the hand doing the painting, which is a good idea. And this is a classic example of when, especially with crafts and seeing the final result or what's actually in the video, less text or no text definitely works more. So I think for this channel, Travis, I'm going to give them the confetti of joy, which I'm now calling it now for this channel. Relatively new, growing nicely. Keep it up. Well done. All right. Ooh, should I do another arch? I'm going to move. Okay, I'm going to move this. Right. I know we're going to do this channel a little later, but I don't want to do two art channels in a row. So we'll move on to this channel next. Harvey White Rides. Okay. Just before we go any further on this, this channel doesn't have any of these tabs, and we've seen this a couple of times, and I'm thinking, how do you fix that? So I did a bit of research to remember how to do this. So if your channel, you're a brand new channel, you haven't properly set it up, you're missing all of these tabs, this is what you need to do. On your channel, click on Customize Channel, because you should have that button. Then for some reason, because YouTube works like this, it goes to the old style layout. Click on the cog here, the settings cog, and you should have this option, customize the layout of your channel. Make sure that is turned on, and that means you'll get all of the extra features, the extra tabs. So make sure to do that if you're a brand new channel, and I probably need to do a little tutorial about that. All right, what is this channel about, Travis? Let's take a look.
Great question. By the name and the banner, I'm thinking bikes, but then I see cars and an RC truck. So there's there's vehicle, there's motion, there's kind of a theme, things with wheels. But yeah, I think the people that are looking for bike videos are slightly different than those for RC, that are slightly different from those for regular cars.
I would agree, yeah.
So I think you need to do exactly what Rob just said, because you need to clean out the front part of the page. The liked videos portion is all fine and good, but none of those videos are yours, right? And we can't see more of your videos laid out because you don't have your tabs. So as soon as you do that, that's fine. But I would definitely, it looks like you have a lot of like bike videos, which is great. If that's going to be like your focus, that's awesome. I think when you go from bike to car, you're trying to get too many different people to watch your videos. And they may skip back and forth, and you may find that your views on one type of niche is going to be higher than the other, and then one is just going to get left behind. My opinion is you figure out one or the other, split the other off into its own channel. Have a car channel, have an RC car channel, have a bike channel, have them all. Regardless, what you need is a little bit of focus on the channel. I do like the one that says review of my 2 bikes. I do like the kind of image there. However, I think that you need to put the brand of bike in the title for this one.
Yeah.
Which would be very helpful because especially if someone's searching for it, they're not going to search 2 bikes. They're going to search whatever the name of the bike is. So you're probably, just like the review of my Raleigh Retro bike, you should do something similar to that. You can say review of the Raleigh Retro and whatever bike in the title. Give people an understanding of what it is.
Keywords of any type are always going to help. For example, a simple example, this Goodwood one here, people may be searching for it when the event happened. It's got 100 views. Parts unboxing, nobody's searching for that. How on earth is a viewer supposed to understand what the video is about? And YouTube needs to understand what the video is about. This feels like a channel where somebody started the channel and they've kind of lost interest in YouTube because they haven't done they've been doing one video a month, or they haven't got time, one of the two. So if you want to be serious about YouTube, you have to put in the hard miles and the hard work. So we're not saying that as a criticism. It's just that's YouTube. YouTube. I've tried to say this before, in that YouTube is unemotional. It hates procrastination or no work. So the moment you start thinking about doing something instead of doing something, YouTube will say, all right, well, I'll go find somebody else who's done the content and we'll serve it up to the audience. It's ruthless. You might call it, but it is an algorithm, and that's sometimes how YouTube can react. It is a dangerous beast sometimes. But good luck, Harvey, if you decide to return to YouTube, and just make sure you're on that bike focus. We'll move on to the next channel, which is 3411 Heaven Media. And just before we start this channel audit, I think this is the perfect example of a really good intro. Travis, unfortunately, you can't hear this, but it's only 40 seconds. But this is a really good idea of an intro, which is short and it tells viewers exactly what they're going to get. So I'm going to play it, and you might want to do this for your channel.
Hello and welcome to 3411 Heaven. My name is David and I'm your host. We are a channel that specializes in high quality tech review and unboxing videos, just like this. What do? We take the boxes, we open them. We grab what's inside, we look at it, and then we tell you all about it. And if this is something that interests you, please click that subscribe button right now so you don't miss out on the journey of 4 college students who try to avoid the real world and working by creating a tech review YouTube channel. I'll see you in our future videos. Thanks for stopping by. Bird out.
So what I like about there is there's a lot of character from the creator themselves. You get like an idea of a tempo and a style of the videos that you're going to see. Maybe could use a little bit of B-roll of the tech that you're actually looking at, but maybe that's something you can improve on when you've got some more footage to show people. But yeah, I think as a channel intro, that was really effective. Moving on to the channel itself then, Travis. It is I know you didn't hear that, but it's a tech channel from 4 college students who I think are trying to avoid the real world by starting a YouTube channel and unboxing tech. Do you think the channel intro reflects what we can see on the channel banner and the thumbnails, generally speaking?
So I real quick listened to the live stream and hit unmute so I could hear part of it. It was behind, delayed, but seems like it's kind of a humor-based tech channel, which mine is. So I totally get that. It seems like the thumbnails kind of match that style, which is great. Yeah, I mean the thumbnails I think are fine for tech. Let's see.
Do you think? I thought they were maybe like they felt a little bit like pranky style, meme style thumbnails.
But that's the thing is that
but it's different, yeah.
I guess I have to watch the videos to know if that's maybe what they're trying to go after. So but I feel like there's actually some tech YouTubers that have very similar thumbnails to these. Okay. I forget what I can't remember the really big like 1 million subscriber guy that has like the one that says make any home speaker Bluetooth. It's very reminiscent of one of his thumbnails. So they do exist out there, and the content is a specific way. So. And again, but there's not a lot of them, which I think is great, which is one of the reasons why I put humor in my tech reviews. Now, see, that one's very unbox therapy in the bottom left-hand corner. So I think that there's an acknowledgement of, what they're trying to do. Now, the only thing I would say is with 4 people, that could be 4 completely different styles. Now, without watching these, it could be that one person gets like all the views and then the other 3 guys are left out. Now, that would be terrible. But at the end of the day, like, I like the idea. I think it's cool. I don't understand the 3411 heaven part, and if you scroll up to the top, the banner doesn't really.
Yeah, I agree.
Makes me think of a video game more than anything else. So I would love to understand the context behind that. But I love the concept. I think we talked a while back about, or at least I talked a while back about having like twins do videos. Remember there was someone, So I like the idea of having multiple people do something and giving a different mix. But if it's wildly different, that's going to be interesting over time.
As with many tech channels, the challenge for you to begin with is that you don't have access or can't afford the best tech and the big news that's coming along. So, I mean, maybe like you say, with 4 college students, you could add like a bit of unusual twist. Like Travis, I know sometimes, certainly with your content, even if you don't buy something, you'll try and add to the conversation and say, well, you should buy this, or I don't think you should buy this. So it might be a good idea to maybe look at some of the trends to see what you can offer, even if you don't have products themselves.
Yep. And I'll give you an example of that, a perfect example of that. And I missed out yesterday because I was busy working. So Apple announced the AirPod Pros yesterday. Now, the reviews started coming out today by the really large YouTubers who got them from Apple directly, but you can't actually buy them for like another day or so. But the people that put out their thoughts on these products yesterday reaped amazingly, like upwards of 100,000 views in one day. Like, just ridiculous amounts of views were out there for the taking because there was no other information other than this kind of press release. So as soon as YouTubers put out like their thoughts and feelings and stuff, a lot of views. But I didn't know this. I shot my video very late last night, released it this morning, and by this point, MKBHD and all the big people had actual reviews.
God damn it. Don't you just hit it when that happens?
Sometimes you have to be very much on point right at the moment without having to buy the product, and you can still reap the rewards.
So yeah, that's I guess a little bit of insider tech advice there, because since Travis is a tech channel currently, and I used to do some tech stuff back in the day. But good luck, 3411 Heaven Media. Moving on. Okay, right. The reason I chose this channel is because it's kind of similar to what we've done in the past, and almost what we're doing right now with the live stream that we're currently running that's tracking the trees planted for Team Trees. Thank you, by the way, anybody who's visited that stream and donated. We're not in that in the business of getting views or exposure or anything like that for that live stream. We just appreciate people donating to that fundraiser, which is fantastic. But there have been a lot of subscriber battle, stats battle type channels that have cropped up in the last year, thanks to Flare TV and all of that. But now all of these channels face a huge challenge because subscriber counts have been abbreviated, which means that they don't really run anymore. So this channel previously, and I'm just going to look at the views here, not the thumbnails or anything, getting like tens of thousands of views, doing really well with that type of stuff. But now they don't have access to that type of content. So where do they go next? I think this channel is looking at different ways. They're looking at like the YouTube news stories, such as YouTube were deleting subscribers last week because of a purge, and that video's done relatively well. And now you're doing battles in terms of view counts, I think. So I think this is a good example of where a channel needs to pivot. That, like, it's similar with games channels. Like, the game's done, where do I go next? I'm like a shooting based channel, so I go from Fortnite to maybe Call of Duty because that's just been released. A lot of people will disagree with this type of content because, like, where's the value in it? Well, the value is that there are 2 billion users on YouTube, and some people are going to enjoy watching this content, and clearly that is the case from some of his stuff. The feedback for me would generally be these thumbnails are far too complicated, but they seem to be working for your channel. So this is almost, I guess maybe like splashing as many numbers and stats on the thumbnail as possible to just catch somebody's eye as they're scrolling past if they're interested in data is what's working for them. So I think pivoting what you've done is great. You're just going to have to find more of these stats type of things that you can do with YouTube. There is one channel that is absolutely crushing it right now in this data series. These videos are being pushed to me all the time, and it's called Data is Beautiful. And they just do these fancy graphs that move, that have this fluid motion that we've been doing a little bit on vidIQ, but he's doing it for all sorts of things like most top grossing films, baby names in the US, and like biggest mobile phone selling one. So you may want to see how you can branch out a little bit from YouTube battles. That would be my advice. Do you have anything else to add here, Travis?
Yeah, no, I mean, even with all the changes, they're still getting tremendous amount of views, like just pretty tremendous views. So yeah, it's I mean, it's difficult to get people to subscribe in general, unless they're just kind of data junkies and stuff. Yeah. I'd be interested. What are they saying to the community in the community tab?
Let's have a look. See, they're using it once occasionally. They're doing voting polls,
asking when
they premiere. So I think that's pretty good stuff, and they're getting feedback from that. Yeah, 1,000 votes from that one. So yeah, it's a healthy channel right now.
Yeah. I mean, just you have to think about these things, especially when YouTube came out of nowhere and changed everything.
Yeah, I just want to quickly show you this channel then. 600,000 subscribers, and this is all they do. Just these graph things. 7 million views, 1 million views,
my goodness.
10 million views, 800,000 views, and this was an idea that he came up with 3 months ago. And that, I mean, I wish I'd had the foresight. I mean, we were trying it a little bit with vidIQ, but we're obviously within the realms of YouTube data. But this guy's just gone all in on all sorts of data and has already got 75 million views in about 3 months, which is pretty incredible, and I'm a little bit envious. Anyway, we'll move on to the channels that we are actually auditing. And this one is Michael Rizzi. Congratulations in advance on 100 subscribers you are going to hit. And I'm just going to say this right out of the bat. Your thumbnails are absolutely fantastic. Beautiful. The hero of your content is the food, as we can see, and each of these thumbnails look very, very attractive. Less use. I mean, you used text before. I mean, if you compare these thumbnails here along this row, where there's just text all over the place, dominating the images, and then you look at these ones where there's no text, and I think they look far better. The one thing I might suggest, I actually talked to quite a large YouTube channel about this at VidSummit, is that your titles are a little functional. Homemade spicy Italian sub Mamma Mia. Okay, so that one does have a little bit of interesting spice to it. But I guess if I'm doing potential recipes and things, why should I watch this video? And it might be because the video length is relatively short. A lot of these videos are under 5 minutes, so maybe you might become the 5-minute cooking channel. You show how people make stuff in 5 minutes, and that gives it a little bit of extra edge. As Travis is always saying, people want to know how to earn more money, save more money, or save time, and especially in the cooking genre, that's what you might be potentially looking at. Also, is there a particular type of cuisine that your audience is reacting better to? And maybe you want to go in that direction a little more, whether it's pasta. It looks as if pasta does seem to be a main topic of the ones at the top of the videos here, but I'm not quite sure. Because you take recipes in your weekly videos, I'm not sure what type of cooking channel it is. So maybe we get the what, but why should we watch your content? I think that's a little bit missing there. Travis, what do you think as I just look at the...
I have thoughts. I would change the name of the YouTube channel.
Right. Yeah.
I wouldn't use Michael Rizzi, not because there's anything wrong with it, but I believe if you just look at his thumbnails alone, he's not the hero of the channel. His food is. So
correct. Good
something
point.
Like Rizzi cooks, Rizzi eats, something like that.
Yeah,
something that's a little bit more, something you'll remember, something that kind of grabs you. And then of course make the banner related to that. I think also the thumbnails are fine, but they would be better if they were saturated up a little bit.
Okay.
But in general, like, we do this all the time, Rob. And I keep telling you, when we look at these food channels around lunchtime, it's hard for me.
I keep doing
it's hard
this.
for me.
I keep doing this.
Having said that, no, I agree with you on titles and stuff. Like, I think that you obviously need the type of food in the title, but wouldn't it be cool if he was 5-minute Rizzi cooks or something like that? I think you really got onto something there, especially since all of them are around the same time. And if you can make these things or watch these things in 5 minutes, I think there's such a value add there that it would be very easy for you to catch on very quickly. Now, the only thing we don't know is the content good. We hope so and assume so. So with the assumption that maybe the editing is just as good as the thumbnails, then it really would just be a matter of time before this channel took off, because it's doing a lot of things right.
All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to check who has shared our live stream on Twitter, and we're going to select one of these. So I'm just going to stop sharing for a second and go to the live stream chat just so I can do some things in the background. Travis, tell people why should they share this live stream.
So here's the thing. We're helping trees. And I feel like even though it's not on this particular live stream, that should be enough. Because whether or not you know it, you breathe air. And air comes from trees.
That is true.
This is a fact.
You can't be
I feel like
you can't be an auction breathing denier. That's one thing you can't be.
You'd be surprised. I will say this. If you are on the earth breathing air and you like free things, there's a link in the description below for vidIQ. If you don't have the vidIQ plugin installed on your computer, you need to do it right now. We're going to help you grow your channel as much as we possibly can. Plus, it's free, and that's a good price.
That is certainly a good price. Absolutely. vidIQ saves you time and money. Right, I found one. Let me just get sharing again. Thank you for that wonderful filler that you just provided for me there, Travis. Can you see my screen again?
I can indeed.
All right, so this gentleman tweeted out our live stream, as we can see right there. Thank you very much. We do appreciate you sharing it. Next time when somebody tweets, make sure you include your channel name so it doesn't mean I have to go hunting for your channel. Thankfully, you had it on your channel, on your Twitter profile, which means that we are now auditing. Where have you gone? That'd be weird if we're auditing our own live stream. Oh, where have you gone? Here we are, mix and match. I found it. All right, what are we looking at here? This is completely random channel that we've selected. It is a mix and match, and it is mixing and matching content for your enjoyment. Okay, so it looks as if it's some sort of compilation channel, I might guess, although the thumbnails really don't tell me much I can work out. Let's see, this is a Halloween video crossover. It's a crossover of what, though? Is it a crossover of movies, scary moments, Halloween YouTube videos? I'm missing a little bit there. I guess one thing that you're using a lot in your titles is crossover. And my question to you would be, are people actually searching for the term crossover? Or is it just something that helps you categorize your channel? Thumbnails are a little inconsistent as well. It's one of those where we could pick 2 or 3 of these thumbnails, mix them up with other channels, and then we wouldn't be able to work out that these videos come from you. Let's have a look at the About section, Travis, and read what we've got here. You make edits of existing covers of popular music and match it together to make one video for all of your enjoyment. Okay, so if it is specifically music cover compilation mashups, that might be helpful to include in the channel banner, because it feels as if you're trying to tell us too much in the channel banner and it needs to be a little more simple. And do the graphics really help us with the moon and the stars? I don't quite work out why how that visually educates us on that it's a crossover. So I'm not getting the message here of a channel, I think. From everything you're telling me through words, I can't see that through the images. What are we thinking, Travis?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. So I like the concept, at least what we read, the idea behind it is interesting.
Yeah.
I think it would be more interesting if we could, first of all, the banner doesn't give me that feeling like a matchup. It's just kind of like space and stuff. And then we feel very Halloween-y, which is fine in the last couple of videos because that's where we are. So that makes sense. But I think what you need to step back and look at mix and match is if you're brand new to the channel, you don't understand what's in like your head, in your creative mind. What is a person who comes here, what are they going to walk away with? And for me, it's just a little bit of confusion. And it's not to say that you're not into something. Like this might be a really great idea. We might actually have to click the videos to get it. But if we don't get it before we click the videos, we won't watch the video to get it. So really think about how you can get that message across in your thumbnails and titles quicker and faster and more clearly in not only your banner, but also in your titles and thumbnails. Really think it through.
Boom, there we are. And one last thing to think about. I think as you describe your channel in it being a mix-up and a mashup channel, you should be okay with copyright if you're if it's transformative content. If it's just a compilation, that might be a little more risque. So just something to think about with your channel and whether or not you've read the copyright guidelines and so on at YouTube. That was Mix and Match. We'll do that again next week. If you share the live stream on Twitter, we will pick one of those channels and give you a channel audit. We're up to 268 concurrent viewers right now, Travis. So you're getting there.
Right?
You're almost there. But not.
What do I need to get to win?
I say if you get over 300, we'll use your thumbnail again next week.
All right.
All right. Next channel is, we'll go back to the art channel, who's probably been having like a YouTube aneurysm waiting for us to go back to their channel. Acrylic pouring art. Kamimi, I think is the name. Over 1,000 subscribers, so congratulations on hitting that first landmark. What are we going to say right here, right now, Travis, about these thumbnails? I mean, it's the dominant thing, and we're going to tell them to
stop using fonts and text. Because here's the thing. Yeah. We literally have done a acrylic pouring channel before. And and what we told that, and then, of course, this channel may not have seen that live stream, which, by the way, shame on them. They need to watch all of our stuff.
What are you doing? Come on.
Well, come on, settle down here. I think what's important is that the hero of the video is going to be the acrylic fluid. I mean, like, it's going to be the end result. So show us that. I think when you have something called waterfall pouring with 4 colors, I want to see the waterfall pouring in the thumbnail. I want to make sure that if I click this, I'm actually going to get that rather than just the text and font. Really, to be honest, this is a channel you should probably almost never use text on. I would say, just based on the topic type, the fact that it's visual, you should almost never need text in any of the thumbnails on this channel.
Now, some of the videos are having breakthroughs, like 1,000 views here for this Halloween one. 12,000 views here, 1,700 as well here. So I think, is it the acrylic funnel paint pouring or acrylic pour painting? You're sort of tweaking the titles every single time, but I think there may be a magical title or keyword phrase that if you include it in all of your titles, you're going to benefit more and more. And now, just as an example, let's hopefully do Halloween acrylic, if I can spell this right. Oh, Halloween ASMR. That's no surprise. Okay, Halloween acrylic painting, and hopefully Travis and I can pick one thumbnail from all of this immediately and say, yeah, we like that.
Yep.
Okay, they're not brilliant.
They're visual though. They're all visual.
But none of them have text apart from this one. But look, this one has 500,000 subscribers, and this video's only got 10,000 views. So I'm a little disappointed with that one.
But they're visual in nature. Like, if you compare these to the thumbnails on the channel that we're looking at, they're completely different. Yeah, they're night and day different. So I think it's important to show. Look at there you go. Exactly what I'm talking about.
Now this one, I think it does have text, yes, but it's subtle. It's not overpowering, I think. That one. That I think that's you might say the YouTube Halloween acrylic pouring money shot type of thumbnail. I really like that one. Or this one where there's a bit of action going on where you can see the pouring of it. That's the type of thumbnails I think we would prefer to see. Or now that is a really ingenious idea. Acrylic pouring on a pumpkin. That's how you do a Halloween style one. Oh, and I love this one. That's beautiful. Can you see in this thumbnail here just how much more punch and vibrancy there is in the thumbnail itself? Yeah, that one stands out as well.
100%.
So those were just a couple of examples, and I think generally speaking, this channel does have a potential to grow. You're already getting some subscribers. Excuse me. You're already getting views. I think just improving the thumbnails significantly and finding which certain title is most successful. I'm going to sort by most popular here and see if I can maybe spot a pattern in what's going on.
Oh, look at that. So the top ones are the ones that are most visual. Isn't that interesting? The top 2.
So acrylic pour painting, acrylic pouring. I'm just wondering, you're slightly tweaking the title every single time, and I'm wondering if you use the same, started each video with exactly the same title, like acrylic pour painting or acrylic paint pouring, and then whatever is topic you're talking about. I'm just wondering if that would just have a bit more impact and consistency with your content. But generally speaking, acrylic pouring art, kaimami, you're doing relatively well. I think come back to us in a month's time with some significantly improved thumbnails, and hopefully we'll see a lot more views on your channel.
Yep.
All right, we'll move on to the next channel, which is Tom Shaw with the psychedelic meme style channel banner and logo, but it's a Lego channel.
Yes.
So yeah, we think maybe It's simply this. Why don't you, if you're going to have your Lego channel with your name, which Travis would maybe recommend not to do, maybe have a Lego themed channel name.
Yep.
Build your name out of Lego to communicate that a little more. You're a month in, so welcome to YouTube, just starting out, and I would say that some of the thumbnails here are quite nice and visual. I like this one where you have like the final built product. I think they work maybe a little better than just the box art of the videos, because I think every channel can do that. And I guess, is there a theme? Is it like for a particular age group building Lego, or like Star Wars fans or Batman fans? I think even in the Lego niche now, because there are a lot of channels thinking of doing this. I seem to remember one channel focused on Jurassic Park Lego a while back, or Jurassic Park dinosaurs at least. Yeah, I mean, is there a certain niche that you maybe need to fall into to grow the channel a little bit? This first one here with the tow trucks that got up nearly 100 views. Maybe it's like Lego cars that you need to do. Oh, you've just done one here as well. But people have had to wait a month to see. Oh, hang on, it's the same thumbnail.
Oh,
so
tricky.
Yeah, interesting. So maybe a little work needed on a thumbnail.
Oh, it's actually even the same name except for what says Trouble.
It's a different video length, so maybe it's part 2 or something. I'm not following that quite there. All right, any more to add there, Travis, to a Lego channel which has a couple of bricks right now?
Yeah, and to be honest, like I think the banner, which is beautiful, it would be great for a personality-based channel. It doesn't appear that that's the case here.
Correct,
it feels like it's more a Lego channel. Nothing wrong with having a Lego channel. However, yeah, I need to see that it needs to be reflected in the banner, the name, something like Tom Shaw Legos, or Legos with Tom Shaw, something like that. If you need to have your name in there, just make it so that it's congruent, because at the end of the day, you want someone to remember your YouTube channel name in case they want to come back to it later or tell a friend or something like that. The thumbnails itself, I think, are fine. Having two of the same thumbnail, though, can be confusing, because what happens is ultimately someone will look through their maybe subscription list and think they've already seen the video, because it's the same thumbnail as before. So you definitely want to make sure that they're differentiated in some way. Next
channel is, and Travis and I were talking about this one off air. I've always wanted to say that as a broadcaster. Like, we're professionals now. We talk about things off air. Anyway, Oliver Norden, 100,000 subscribers. So first of all, congratulations on your channel. Very epic style channel banner. What is your channel about? I may be asking from a channel banner. Is it like travel, landscapes, so on? Not too sure. When we start to look at the thumbnails there, we get an idea that it is late for work again, blind man flips prank, secret rooftop shortcut, parkour, right? So it's a type of parkour channel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Travis talk about this one first, because I think we have slightly different opinions about the channel. So what do we think?
We got into an interesting conversation. So the reason that I picked this earlier is because the thumbnails are interesting, and this is one of the things that we talk about a lot, is in your thumbnails trying to capture action, whether it be you're cooking and you're in the middle of stirring something, or in the case of here, we're doing parkour and you're literally like jumping off of a roof or something crazy like that. That's, to me, that's like epic. Like that's where you gain the most clicks, because you're right in the middle of action. Now, having said that, Rob brought up a really interesting point. There are community guidelines against what type of videos you can post, and it's something that I hadn't realized when I first chose this. That maybe parkour is one of those things, and we really wanted to bring this to the people watching and kind of get their thoughts on this. Does this channel, I think it's in a gray area. Does this channel actually go against community guidelines? What are the community guidelines we're talking about?
So just to show you where I got a little concerned, like tallest crane in Kuala Lumpur, man standing at the top of it. That gives an element of quite a lot of danger. That looks scary to me, and I'm afraid of heights, so that really triggers me. Another one, jumping over a building's very tall. I can't believe that's legal in any country whatsoever. Now, I'm not doing this to try and criticize the creator. What I'm trying to say is this is an area where YouTube have been really stamping down on certain type of content. So we just had a look at the policies and guidelines, and one of the policies and guidelines is harmful and dangerous content. And if we look here, I would say, me personally, that some of these videos fall into extremely dangerous challenges that pose imminent risk of physical injury. So, I guess the question to the creator is, have you ever been flagged by YouTube? And if you haven't, then I would be a little wary about if you may do in the future, and can you monetize your content? Now,
yeah, it's cool. I like the idea of being able to watch someone do parkour.
Oh, yeah,
because
absolutely.
I'm not going to do it. I'm going to tell you that right now. I mean, I'm not going to be the one. So I would hope that this would not be something that a random YouTube kind of auditor would take issue with. I hope that it's not, because I think it's really interesting. But we don't know. And we want to just pose the question to the chat and have people kind of give their own thoughts on and what they think. I think it's amazing. I think it's incredible stuff that I would love to watch. I'm not doing it, but it'll be interesting to see what people think.
Now, just going back to the channel itself, let's put all of that aside. That's Jasper in the background. He's definitely afraid of heights, by the way. That's why he's going crazy right now. Some of these videos have millions of views, and I'm assuming that what happens is with some of these videos, they get shared, they go viral.
Sure.
How do you control that? Oh my word. It's one of those things. You've just got viral potential content.
Yep.
I think generally speaking, your thumbnails could be a little better in some cases. Like, I know these pictures of point of view, but is it better to have a point of view image or one of like this dramatic motion and action? Again, that would be something where you check at the click-through rate. But I think you're going to get such a weird sample size of data where once a video gets shared and it goes viral, it's like, how can I track that? How can I use this? It's like, it's a bit of a challenge. So it's whether it's being shared organically or whether you're targeting certain channel Reddit sites and stuff. I suspect it's the former. And you are a professional parkour athlete, so
from Sweden.
From Sweden. So we're not necessarily saying that you're doing something dangerous, but do you have permission to do all of these things? I'm kind of like taking the YouTube stance here on this.
Yeah, it's an interesting subject. Again, no judgments here. We're just bringing up the subject because I'm glad you brought it up because I really wasn't even thinking of it. I was like, oh, this is a cool channel. Let's show it. Yeah. But yeah, good, interesting thoughts on that. But yeah, I'm sure it's amazing. It's amazing stuff. And I like the banner. I personally like it. I'm not sure if it's mobile safe like him. I'm not sure if he's getting cut off on mobile.
Probably okay.
Yeah, it looks good though. I like it.
All right, what we're going to do now is we are going to go random. That means that we pick any channel that is submitted for review today. So let me just quickly check. Back behind the scenes stuff here, we've had 260 submissions so far, which means that in our machine, I type in 260, and then we run the numbers, and the number we get, we take that channel and we select it a little bit like this. It's number 210. So this is definitely a channel that is submitted once we go live. I'm going to pick the channel. I'm going to place it in here. And Travis is going to lead here with the audit to begin with. And I'm going to come back with hopefully a dog that has done its business. All right, Travis. Oh, you might have a bit of a challenge here because I'm not sure what's going on this channel.
Yeah, hard to tell.
I'll be back in a minute, folks.
Yep. So Ben472. I always wonder about like these names of channels, because think about it this way. If I say, hey, I saw this channel on YouTube, it's great. It's Ben472. And you go, oh, cool, I'll go check it out when I get home. And you get home, you go, yeah, I remember Ben369, Ben482, and then you forget about it. And then it's gone. I feel like there needs to be some type of easy to remember name, something that kind of links your content with the channel kind of identity, just to make it easier for someone to remember. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a matter of being able to get people to be able to share your content easier. Now, of course, you do it by email, it doesn't matter. But if you're just out and about and telling your friends about this dope channel, Ben472, and then they get home and try to find it, I feel like that's going to be a challenge. Now, as far as the rest of this, it looks like there's different songs. I see there's a comic reading, couple comic readings. I'm unsure if all of these are comics being read. And there's a Happy Halloween going on there. Five Night Freddy's song. So I think most of these are songs. Obviously, we can't click in them to do that. We don't want to be hit by any copyright things or anything like that. Thumbnails are okay. The one with the flashlight, I personally don't like because it implies that the video, and the same one, Five Nights at Freddy's song, it implies that the video is going to be in portrait mode. And on YouTube, while YouTube does support portrait mode video. It's not optimal. I mean, it's not the way people tend to consume video on YouTube. It's generally supposed to be the horizontal not portrait mode, the other way. So I would tend personally to not kind of gravitate towards something like that. And as far as the other kind of comics here, I see like Sonic and stuff that, I mean, it's 20 seconds. So I'm trying to think, if I look at 20-second long videos, I'm thinking more of TikTok. I'm not thinking of YouTube. So I wonder if that type of content, or maybe even some more of this content, would be a better fit on a platform where that's kind of expected. There's actually some other ones on there, 18 seconds, 25 seconds. Those are all like TikTok lengths. So I wonder if this channel isn't better suited for like a TikTok or something like that. For me, I need to understand what I'm going to get out of this channel. I really don't know. The banner didn't really give me a great indication. The name doesn't give me an indication. And as far as like all the thumbnails, I don't really understand what I'm going to get from this channel.
All right, I'm back, folks. If anybody wants to do a Jasper toilet break jingle as well, I would really appreciate one of them for next week. Let's choose the next one. It is 172. It was one of his perfect moments as well, where the dog just complied. We took him out. He did it. He went back in his cage, didn't complain. He gets a thumbs up from me. He'll get a treat later on. All right, Shane Hummus, the Success GPS. What? I'm going to be honest here. What is a GPS? Other than global positional satellite. You're not a human one of them. Sorry if I'm being a bit lighthearted here. It looks as if it's to do with finance. I would definitely say that. Congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. That's brilliant. We're going to need to fix these texts here because that's going to be it's going to be cut off on mobile. But subscribe to this channel. You must. Yoda apparently says for your channel, which is good to see. So applying a bit of humor in a channel banner, which is good to see. And you're giving advice on like whether to avoid degrees. So there's a bit of educational advice here. So are you a channel about how to make, save, earn money for potential young adults, students, graduates, that type of thing? Or am I maybe misrepresenting your channel?
Look at this. A lot of premieres.
A lot of premieres.
Look at all the premieres that are still scheduled out.
Which is scheduled out. So
interesting.
It's not really trending or like time-sensitive content. My feelings on premieres are completely grey at the moment. I don't know what to say. You're also live streaming as well. So does that mean once again that somebody submitted their channel for review and then decided to go live stream? Maybe. Let's find out. Okay.
Amount of money.
All right. So is he doing a reaction there to somebody's videos? Anyway, what I'm going to say is your channel is being audited right now. Get your butt into vidIQ. Smiley face. Okay.
Smiley face.
We'll send that there and we'll go back to the channel. Anything to add there, Travis, if he's not actually watching this live stream?
Yeah, no. So I think I love like the way the banner looks. But again, like the banner doesn't give me anything other than, that's a cool looking banner. It doesn't give me like what I'm going to get from it. And the Success GPS doesn't explain to me what I need to know. And I think the reality is when you look in the videos, you kind of start to get an idea, but every single moment that it's not clear is one moment you're giving someone to leave your channel.
Yeah.
And you don't want that. You wanted people to know within the first couple of seconds. Okay, here we go. Bad personal finance. Okay. Stuff for taught from school. Okay. There's a lot of time fake gurus. Okay, cool. At least this helps. But you would essentially, in order to figure out this information out, someone's gonna have to click on about, and every time you add a click to someone's journey, you're losing people because not everyone's going to do that. So this stuff makes a little bit of sense here. It would be great if you could kind of gather this one kind of thought behind all this, saving money, it looks like, and put it somewhere in the banner, kind of integrate it somewhere into the name of your channel, something like that. That just makes it clear, like concise, clear, and to the point.
Yeah, Shane is actually in the live stream as well, so thank you for being in the live stream. You must have a delayed live stream on yours, but yeah, we agree. The messaging is a little unclear, and it feels like you're demystifying the people who say you can earn $100 by not posting any videos on YouTube and sort of demystifying that type of thing. So again, just trying to include that in your branding and your messaging would help. But congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. You've already got some success on your channel with some consistency with the thumbnails and the text. Again, maybe it's a little basic right now, but I think it's generally good. I think I like this thumbnail. I think just the text needs to be used a little more effectively there, but I like the style you have there, and I think it's more effective than the green text. It's a little domineering. But yeah, generally speaking, a lot of things that the channel's doing right, except for the messaging, which I think we're being a little lost on there. Let's move on to the next channel, which is 215. What have we got here? Oh, it's a gaming channel. Have we done a gaming channel yet, Travis? I don't think we have.
Amazingly not,
yeah,
which is crazy considering how many submissions there are for it.
An hour in, and this is our first gaming channel, I believe. Straight Up Players, I think that is the title of the channel. New videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. But why should I be watching your channel? Why should I watch your videos on Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday? Tell me, that would really help. You are hardcore Modern Warfare right now, which is fine because I think it just got released very recently. The thing you have to contend with is that you're competing it against a lot of gaming channels that are doing that right now. So what can you add that's different to everybody else? And I'm not seeing that in the thumbnails. They're all, I think, artists' work from the game, and you've added series in there. And I don't think that's really enough for me to convince me to click. Like, if it's a kill montage, yeah, what you're probably best doing is including the number of kills on the thumbnail to give an idea of, wow, this is incredible. How did he get like 47 kills in this one kill montage or whatever? Or like one of the most unique kills in that montage. I think there needs to be more communication of why I should click on each of these videos, because you're just competing against such volume of Modern Warfare content right now. What else, Travis, to add here?
Yeah, the thumbnails themselves look okay. They look fine.
They look good.
Really professional.
They look good.
But at the end of the day, if you're not showing something that that is unique, I like the idea of the best kills from the first day, which is actually probably a pretty good kind of subject to go after. It is going to be very hard to get into this unless you're bringing something completely different. Now, we saw this a couple of weeks ago with a channel. I can't remember what it was. It was a gaming channel. And they did something very specific in a otherwise very competitive game. And it could be something as simple as, I have a friend who we met at VidCon. His name is, goes by Skip the Tutorial. Again, great channel name. By the way, this channel name, I would never remember how to spell it. If we scroll up,
that's true, yeah, that is true.
I wouldn't remember which letter was which number. So that in and of itself is difficult. But Skip's Tutorial, great kid. He what he does like completely different challenges. Like he'll play a game with only one button, or like he'll play like a boxing game with with only using left punches, or Skip is amazing. So I would say that if you can do something kind of different and interesting, like it looks like he did some stuff months ago that seemed to work. Notice when he's in the thumbnail, it actually does better, which is interesting as well. I think that might be the way to break through. Maybe beating a level only using one gun, like one specific gun or something like that, might be of interest to viewers. And
with the game being new right now, are there any secrets or things that you can reveal to the audience that not many other creators are looking at right now? What could you tell people that they are going to find it difficult to find anywhere else? There's a very small window of opportunity to get that done, but now is probably the best. Well, it might even be too late right now, but yeah, see if you can do that. All right, let's move on to the next channel. I'm going to quickly get on here to 102. You're at 287 concurrent viewers right now, Travis. You are.
Oh, I'm at 298.
13
I need like
away.
2 more. No. I'm looking at the actual live stream. 298. I only need 2. Everyone share it on your Facebook, your Twitter tweets. Oh, 302. There we go. I win.
Travis has won. Oh, Travis has won. He gets a crowd roll. Congratulations to Travis. He will remain the thumbnail for next week because of that. All right, we're looking at Pain Rakers.
Oh, my goodness.
300 subscribers. So what is this? This is causing pain and bodily injuries through the power of tools?
Maybe.
Okay. Will it bite? Okay, so this looks like an extra... My belly... I mean, how can you not want to click on that thumbnail?
Yeah, I know,
My
right?
belly button is cold. All right, so this is going to be like weird and wonderful, crazy challenges. I don't even know what niche this falls into, but it certainly looks intriguing. What I will point out is that you have some videos that have got 18 seconds long, 10 seconds long. So maybe that content needs to be somewhere else. I mean, maybe it has a place on YouTube, but I think you may have to decide on one or the other, or do compilations of these things to get a bit more potential watch time and video length out of them. How painful are belt spankings? I don't know where to go with this channel. Why? What are we talking about?
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, there are like prank channels and stuff like that will do well. Will it bite? It's compelling stuff for some people. Learn how badly paintball hurts compared to a flick of a finger. And so, I mean, it's interesting. They're trying something different. I just wonder how many of these things, though, go against those guidelines we just talked about, like inflicting injury and then stuff like that. So, I think as long as they're essentially going to ride the kind of gray area of some of that stuff. I think the short stuff, the 17, 18 second stuff, you need to that's a TikTok thing, as I was talking about. Yeah. Send that to TikTok, but do the longer version here on YouTube. It's interesting. I think we got to be careful about stuff like this because, when people are doing videos that could literally physically hurt them, I don't want to encourage that. I mean, buy leg hair. It's very interesting stuff. I would click it, not going to lie, but I would definitely not suggest people do
if there's some educational value in there and you can say this is being done under safe, this is being doing safe and like whatever precautions you need to take, be very clear with that in the videos themselves, or like Travis says, if one of your videos goes viral, it will bring the channel to YouTube's attention, and then it could just go just like that. One thing I would just add in terms of the videos is I think they tend to perform better when you pose a question like, does a paintball hurt? Is waterboarding painful? Again, we don't want to encourage necessarily that type of video content if it's like really dangerous to the person who's actually experiencing it in the videos, but generating a question and then sort of delivering the answer, I think, is probably a more effective way for this channel. But yeah, I think we'll leave it as be careful what you're doing on YouTube as the final words for this channel. And you're right, we're up to 311 now, Travis, so you are the king of my channel audits. Yeah. All right.
It is what it is.
All right, let's go to it is what it is. All right, next one, 64.
64.
What channel do we have here? We have, it's actually rare, we've got less channel submissions than we do concurrent viewers. When was the last time that happened?
First time in a long time.
Yeah. Breakion. I think we've you like a long time live streamer, commenter on the channel. We may have audited your channel before, but I've got to be honest, I can't remember doing that, so I don't think there's anything wrong with auditing the channel again. Is it about Roblox? I'm not sure. I think it's about games, but you don't include the game name in any of your titles. I'm not entirely sure. Let's have a look at the about section. It is about Roblox. Okay, so I got that bit right. So I think, all right, it is in some of your titles, but not in many of them. So I think communicating a bit more what the the game that the video is about is going to help you. And I think the thumbnails are unclear as well. I just for example, this one here. Okay, so there's a very small character. Donuts, is that a shop? Auto click, 6.4 million in an hour. There's too much going on. I think if the emphasis is on how to get $6.5 million, that should be blown up big and massive, because that's the emphasis of your thumbnail to get somebody to click. Hardcore jailbreak challenge if you get caught. So again, this is an example of where if you're going to use a longer title, make sure that the context is delivered at the very beginning, or else it's impossible to know what the video is about. The thumbnails, again, are difficult. It feels to me as if this channel is trying to tell too much to the viewer about what the video is about, and I've got to a point where I'm bored trying to work out what the video is about, that I'm just going to move on to something else. Yeah, that
therein lies the problem. Yeah.
So yeah, go on.
No, I agree. Yeah. I think everything you're saying is exactly right on. Thumbnails are a little confusing, and then if you have to sit there and try to figure out exactly what you're going to get by clicking it, Like, I mean, fighter jet versus military helicopter. Okay, that makes sense. I think I know what I'm going to get, and you'll notice that there's views there.
I'm getting flashbacks here now. I remember that we said, "Oh, these versus ones seem to be like your better performing videos." So maybe you could become the versus type of channel because each of those videos do that, and it looks as if you've not listened to a word we've said. So next time, Bragon, when we look at your channel, simplify at least 50% your titles and your thumbnails, and think about the videos that have performed well in the past and maybe double down on them a little bit. Moving on to 62. Oh, the numbers are staying close right now. 62, what do we got? Vlogs, dreams, and tutorials this channel says it's about. And it is... I'm going to let you lead on this one now since you're the star of the audits, Travis. It's Ridge Adkins. Have you hidden your subscriber count, or do you not have any subscribers yet? I'm not too sure. Vlogs, dreams, tutorials. All right, take it away, Travis. What have we got here?
Vlogs, dreams, and tutorials. All right. Are you going to tell us your dreams? I mean, that's what I want to understand. And then the vlogging, I think vlogging is a little bit like saying I'm going to open a burger joint when there's like McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. I mean, there's everything, right? So unless your burger, so to speak, is amazing, starting a vlog can be very difficult. And then once you start adding, and Leron says this, please, no one tell him that I'm giving him props. But Leron, whenever he says, every time you add an "and" into your value proposition, you're losing people. So
that is such a good point. That is a brilliant
It is,
point,
right? So let's start here. Vlogs, okay? Maybe people are into that. And, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Dreams. Well, I'm in the dreams, but I'm not in the vlog. So you just lost some of those people. And tutorials. I don't want to learn anything. I just want to watch vlogs and dreams. So now by the time you're to the third one, you've lost just about everybody. So I appreciate that you're trying to cover different things, and maybe you're still trying to figure out exactly what makes sense for you. But really, as soon as you figure that out, really try to get it down. I see like there's a drone video, there's some B-roll, there's some how to vlog, try and prove your try. So there's a lot of different things going on, and maybe you're just waiting to find that one thing to kick off before you stick to it. And I get that, and I'm totally down with that. I think that's great. Yeah. But as soon as it happens, you need to quickly pivot into that.
Okay, I just went by most popular just to see if there's anything. All right, so when you have maybe like these beautiful scenic shots, those look, I mean, some of these thumbnails actually, if your thumbnails are pretty damn good actually, and so you can maybe use some more of them. It feels like they're maybe you're like a photographer, videographer. That kind of feels where you're going towards. Like one here about a drone as well. So maybe turning it into value propositions such as let's see, dreaming of a beautiful image. I don't know. That's a really I'm terrible at trying to make up for value propositions at the spare of a moment. But it feels like your channel is about creating nice imagery in your videos, and that's kind of where the focus maybe you want to shift to. And as you say, Travis, maybe this channel is just using YouTube as a bit of a dumping role, like just B-roll. It feels like you're obviously using like Google Drive. I'm just putting my videos online somewhere so that I can use them later on. Okay, that's fine. But as we said at the top of the channel audit, you're submitting your channel because we assume you want to grow, and so you're going to get constructive criticism, and we hope
here's
that
what he
this
could
helps
do.
You. Here we go.
I got a brilliant idea.
Tips here. Here we go.
I got a brilliant idea. So for the stuff this is called just B-roll. If you're not specifically going to do anything with it, what you could do is start a new channel that is just B-roll, and you can call it just B-roll, and allow people to use that B-roll in their videos as long as they give you like a link back to your channel.
Cool idea, yeah.
So that could be a little side business, and nothing wrong with that. Good way to get your kind of content out there. But I would do it on a separate channel. I would call it just B-roll. I mean, that's amazing. That's a great idea. Hold on, let me pat myself on the back. There I go. Thank you.
There are some air horns as well. All right, next channel is what is going on here? What is this fixed? It's not like you can see we're going from 1 to 260, but it's choosing all of the 60 channels for some reason.
No, that was shenanigans. We need a new website to do this.
We maybe do. All right, but we can't not choose a channel because channel 61 would be furious. All right, yes. Your channel is subscribe. All right. Too Much Sean. I think it's a gaming channel. It looks like a Fortnite type channel to me. I think the thumbnails are fine. big character, blurred background, some text. Maybe you want to change the colors of the text a little bit, or if it's about items in a shop, and that looks as if it's your superpower. Okay, so this is the difference. I know what your channel's about here within 20 seconds. It's about item updates in the Fortnite shop. That's fine. I get it. Brilliant. Although you haven't posted any videos for 2 or 3 months either. So we need some content from you. Just to maybe add to this a little bit, you would want to pick out one of the items that's of exceptional value, like say this item is $500, it's 50% off or whatever, to try and say, oh, that's interesting, I want to find out more about this item or what else is in this video, rather than just updates, because it creates what I like to call thumbnail wallpaper where everything is the same. Thank you, by the way, for the super chat from George Hopkins. We do appreciate it. You have submitted your channel, but of course that doesn't mean that you will necessarily get selected just because you got a super chat. Travis, what are you thinking beyond what I've just said here about great idea, more execution, more videos?
Yeah, and then also this very obviously seems like a Fortnite channel, but nothing about the banner or the avatar lets me know that. I think it's
correct,
just from a branding perspective, it just makes sense to kind of make that at least more in that vein, if nothing else.
Just have a look at the channel, anything in the description. Okay, here we are. I will be showing you the new Fortnite item shop as much as I can. Okay, so that's your superpower. Tell us that as much as possible wherever you are on the channel. Let's see if this machine is working. If it gives me another 60, yeah, we need something else. There we go. 232. Thank the laws. I'm just wondering, Travis, do you ever sneakily submit your channel just in case like it pops up?
I have it. That's a great idea. I should do that.
We should do that, yeah.
We should do that.
Really, we wouldn't do that. That would be unfair.
Why would I do that?
Right.
Be silly.
Brown Boy Pride. 30 subscribers. What's it?
It's a weird banner.
Is it Dragon Ball Z? I recognize him. Don't know anything about it. Is it about a Dragon Ball Z? Not quite sure. You're cranking out a lot of content. You cranked out a lot of content in the last 2 or 3 days. Again, you haven't set up your channel properly before, so if you've been watching earlier on in the show, you'll know how to do that. Rainbow Six, Mortal Kombat 11, Rainbow Six, Mortal Kombat 11, Mortal Kombat 11. What's your channel about? I think is the question there.
Video games at best is what we would guess, but there's no kind of indication of what. Again, value. What am I going to say? If I like Mortal Kombat, which I actually happen to like Mortal Kombat a lot, I might. Let's say I subscribed on the Quidality, and then the next 2 are Rainbow Six. Well, then I might unsubscribe. I'm like, oh, this guy isn't doing Mortal Kombat, but I would have missed the next Mortal Kombat one. Or even if I stuck around, I go, okay, another Mortal Kombat, and then back to Rainbow Six. Well, I don't want Rainbow Six. I'm out. So I have the last 5 videos, 3 of them were Rainbow Six, so I'm out. And vice versa. Maybe someone really likes Rainbow Six, but now they got 3 and 3. And those 2 type of games are not similar enough that it would make sense for that same person to necessarily subscribe. So you really need a value proposition.
And just a quick mention of how important keyword research is and making sure that you include those very specifically in the titles. If we just look at some of these titles, Rainbow Six Siege, all one word, so that might confuse YouTube and might not know that it's a Rainbow Six game. MK11, again, is that muddying the waters of whether this is Mortal Kombat's 11 game. Rainbow Six Siege, again, all one word, and then Mortal Kombat 11 is one word. So just be really careful about your titling, because that is the point at which a person is going to click on your video, the thumbnail and the title. You've got to get them spot on to make sure that you're giving the videos the best possible chance of being seen by viewers on YouTube. 112. We're getting through some nice couple of channels here. I'm liking the progress. Fitness and vegan cooking. Here we go. So already this channel, we know a little bit more about this channel than Rizzo's cooking channel, because they've told us, at least in the channel audit description about the channel. And then when I look at it, what? Hang on, let me just go back to it. Am I right? Scott Bernhard, fitness and vegan cooking, 16,000 subscribers. I would say this is a fitness channel. All right, I'm seeing a bit of vegan cooking. All right, okay. I'm starting to see that a little bit more. But anyway, congratulations on 16,000 subscribers. And that's good stuff there. And each of your videos are getting over 1,000 views. Some are getting a little less than others. So maybe you need to think about what's causing this. Is it the vegan content or the fitness content that is potentially confusing your audience and they only want to see one type of thing? Looking at the vegan cooking here for 20,000 views, weighted vegan calisthenics. I never say that word right. Oh, it frustrates me so much. Okay. Well, yeah. So what are we thinking here, Travis? Obviously, this chap is impressive. That's what I'm going to describe it. So I think the thumbnail should certainly reflect that as much as possible.
Yeah.
And I think some do a better job than others, where some are maybe a little too busy in their thumbnails. Yeah.
Some are definitely better than others. Overall, I understand what the value is for this channel, so I understand that type of thing, which is the most important thing, right? He's showing that he obviously can give you the information. If he's able to have a great look, then he can probably give you that information to get your own great look. So, Dr. Sherwood would not be able to play sports again. Okay, and then
there's a story in there as well.
Okay, yep, super positive. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, that all seems kind of congruent. I don't know. I don't really have as much of a problem with most of this at all, to be honest. It's interesting that he's tying in vegan with working out, which I literally don't have any problem with, because I think that there is a tie there. When you talk about food, when you talk about health in general, there's definitely a food thing aspect of it. And he's not going so hard that he has like 7 videos in a row of vegan stuff. He's kind of mixing it in, which I think is the right way to do it. I don't know. In general, I think he's doing a good job. Some videos are always going to do better than others. And vegan, what I eat in a day, I think you should do more of that. I mean, look how many views I got. 3 weeks, 142,000 views. That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, just let's find out how many times does vegan appear in these. It really is a mix, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's mixing it up pretty well. I think the one thing you have to consider is if you can masterfully kind of mix 2 topics in that are closely related, it gives you a lot more opportunity for content.
You're absolutely right. It's with some. I think it's been called like not trend warping per se, but if you mix 2 things together which are related and people can't get it anywhere else, that gives you like such a powerful niche. And I think you find in it. It's just interesting that some of the videos just don't do well at all. I think some
of those are live streams.
Oh, is that
so? That would make sense.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Oh, I think some of those are live
good
streams.
Spot, yeah. Well, some don't seem to be. I think maybe look at your analytics in terms of audience retention and see if or click-through rate, and just see is there a pattern which is causing more people to click, or is it being shared somewhere, that type of thing. Because I just see like 4,000 views, 19,000 views, 90,000 views, and then we've got one here with like barely 100 views and one here with 1,500 views. There seems to be a big disconnect sometimes in some of the content. But let's just put all that aside for a second. He does get the confetti of joy here for getting 16,000 subscribers in like a niche area which is almost created by himself, and that is the powerful thing going forward as a video creator. All right, I'm going to roll this machine. I think one more time, 178. This is the last channel we are auditing today, which means that we're currently at 300 concurrent views. Let's see how many we've got by the end of this one, because they'll all disappear because they haven't got their channel audited. That's just the way it is with this show every week, and we are looking at Rawcore, I think. Rawcore, something along those lines. You have as many subscribers as we have concurrent viewers almost right now. Nearly 300. Congratulations when you hit that target. You are a Minecraft channel. That's fine. You had a video with 6,000 views 2 weeks ago. That is amazing. Can you somehow repeat that in some way? These thumbnails up here are pretty good, because you're doing like you're clearly stating like what is the hero object of the video. I like the fact that you did a Halloween one, but it didn't do that well. Okay, that maybe tells you that some of the testing trending content doesn't quite work. Maybe it's these flying machines that are going to be your superpower on YouTube, because you got a couple of these things like that. Is amazing. Minecraft, how to build a kitchen, and you get 2,500 views. Some of these videos
doesn't surprise me
well.
though.
Yeah,
it doesn't surprise me. Those are the type of videos that I would encourage people on Minecraft to do anyway, because like I said a couple of months ago, right as PewDiePie started playing Minecraft, an influx of people came in, started playing, who've never played before, so they don't know how to do any of this. So to tell people and show people how to do these things is actually going to be a win. I mean, there's still people coming in that are new to Minecraft. So I think it's absolutely like the right move to be the channel that will tell people and show people how to do things. So I think it's great.
Channel
banner, I was about to say, it doesn't really match. Yeah.
I make Minecraft videos. Great. Specifically, what type of Minecraft videos do you make? And it's like, I build white good appliances in Minecraft. Just as a really crazy idea for a channel. All right, folks. That brings us up to the 90-minute markers where we usually say goodbye to all of you. Thank you very much for the 300 people who submitted their channels this week. We audited, maybe about 25 to 30 channels this week. We were on a roll there, Travis. It wasn't really appreciated by all of you. As we say, a bit of homework for you. If you want to do a jingle that is comparable to Travis's, but looks a little bit like this, then we will promise to give you a channel audit, but there's no obligation, of course. And we'll be back next Tuesday at the usual time, which leaves us a few minutes to say goodbye to the following people that include HFS, the Artist Heaven. Thank you for moderating as usual, including Magdalena. Helen was also in the house, and Paul. I can never remember his name, so I'm just going to say Paul Drywall Peck, something along those lines. Thank you very much. And then goodbye to Now I Am Nappy, Pro Gamer Player, My Poppy the Bunny, Maru, sorry, I've pronounced that wrong, Secrento Paranormal, Ria Valesco, Peter Rowe, Ben Cyan Games, Giga Fashion DIY, You Are Accepted, username, I like that one, Last Pixel, Homeless Movies, and Streamlabs also in the house. Thank you for moderating today. You are a wonderful bot. Travis, who else are we saying goodbye to?
Christina Smallhorn, 3411 Media, Heaven Media, the Gaming Master, El Jefe,
El Jefe Reviews. I can't say that any other way.
Tom Tube, just about everything. Zigum, I've had the Gaming Master already. HFS, the Artist Haven, we appreciate you for moderating as well. And of course, Outdoor Minnesota 365.
Folks, give me some amazing emojis as I say the following. Time, I believe, is one of the most important currencies in the world, and you just spent 90 minutes of your time with us that you will not get back, so I hope we've exchanged that time for value. Remember that when you are making videos for your audience. Give them as much value as possible, and they will return to you once again. You've been watching vidIQ. Like this live stream if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this with like-minded video creators, and Travis and I will wave awkwardly for a few minutes as we wait for the music to finish. Enjoy the rest of your video making day.